But Eric, we're looking at a quarterback situation where everybody expects Bo Nix to be the starter, but not officially announced yet.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to get much clarity on this for a while, to be honest with you. Yeah, we had Oregon's first scrimmage was yesterday, closed to media, and in fact, I've been at practice every time there's been an open media. The other two here haven't, or none of you have. You guys have seen about as much. You guys know about as much as I do in terms of what we've actually seen. I mean, I was telling you guys beforehand. The most I've seen right now from a passing perspective is like throwing the ball quarterback to quarterback or throwing to like GAs. I mean, it's pretty limited from what we've seen. So if anyone out there, is saying that they're watching practice and they're taking more away from it than that, then they're being pretty disingenuous. So what we have right now is what Dan Lanning is saying, which is that this is an even competition. That there's no front runners, is what he said after the scrimmage. No separation created. In fact, he said the stats were pretty much identical across the board for Bo Nix, Ty Thompson, and Jay Butterfield. I still think it's going to be Bo Nix. I haven't really, I guess the one thing that I've seen that differentiates from what Mike and Ryan have seen is that when they do go through quarterback drills in terms of like handing the ball off or throwing the ball to receivers, Bo has been the first quarterback to go through every time and then Ty. That doesn't necessarily mean much of anything, but I'm at the point here where I'm just trying to find any little nugget that's slightly interesting to try to tip their hands one way or the other. But at this point, Lanning is saying it's anyone's job, and I'm inclined to believe him. But I still expect when we get to September, it'll be Bo Nix.
Well, and Eric, that's what we expected, right? I mean, with this new coaching changeover, having the quarterbacks that were already there, and then you bring in the transfer, it was ripe for closed lips all the way till the very last moment that they can announce this thing, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. And I'll also say, like, this isn't just a quarterback competition that's tight-lipped. Everything is very tight-lipped. I mean, yesterday Lanning was asked, like, who was working on the left side of the offensive line, and he said they were shuffling a couple of guys. I mean, he's not tipping his hand at anything. And so, again, anyone out there communicating that they know more than just the minimum in terms of what the position battles look like for who's actually been at practice is being dishonest with you, because they're not leaking anything. You can maybe have people who've got some practice insights from people who actually work for the team or anything like that. And I've got a little bit of that, but there's very little out there right now. And you're right, Ryan, this is what I expected. I'm not surprised in the least bit that we're at the point here, this far into camp, that you don't have, and it would be kind of weird, honestly. I think it would be weird timing if by 8th day of fall camp, when there's about 20 practices, they came out and named a starter or named a leader. I don't expect that. I will say next Saturday they host their second scrimmage. Maybe then they start kind of leaning one way or the other. Maybe they don't, but I kind of am targeting that as being like, maybe that's a day to kind of keep an eye on.
Mike, what do you think about this quarterback?
Honestly, I've thought since he transferred here that it was going to be Bo Nix. I don't think a guy transfers from that far away. I know a lot of people are saying, there's no guarantees. Nobody's ever given any guarantee, but I don't think you're transferring nearly 3,000 miles away from a program in the SEC to a program out west that I don't believe was even very heavily involved in your original recruitment. I just don't see you making that move without some sort of thought that you're going to be playing. And I never really second guessed that Bo would be starting unless Ty just came out with some insane, memorable, we haven't seen somebody ball out like this in a spring game or in spring practices. I just didn't see a path for anyone other than Bo to start.